All right, Happy New Year, guys. It's exciting to be here. It's 2016. 2015's in the past, and I hope you guys had an amazing 2015. And here it is. When I think of the new year, I think of goals. And I know that sounds kind of cliche because we always talk about goals, but they are extremely important. In fact, I think it's important that we write down those goals, that we make specific targets, specific goals for our lives, for our family, for our education, for our spirituality, for whatever it may be. But today, I want to talk about setting specific targets of production goals. Excuse me. And so what I did is I found out from my team leader exactly how much I produced last year, adjusted production. And so my adjusted production for last year was around 1,065,000 for the year, okay? And so I would like all of us to find out what this number is. Your team leader already knows what it is. In fact, they'll probably give it to you. And increase it by 20%, okay? Because that's the key. We want to be able to improve and do better. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do 20%. And so when I do 20% of my number, that comes off to about $213,000 of extra production. So I'm going to take this 213. You guys know this is very simple math right here. We'll add this up. So my goal for this year is to do 1,278,000 in production. All right. So then we want to take that number, divide it by the months. That's 12, and this is going to give me a total of 106,500. Okay. And that is my target for each month in 2016. But we got to break it down from there, as you know. So how many days do you work in a month? I work 8 days in a month, and so I will take that 106,500, divide it by 8, and that comes out to about 13,400 a day. So now I know that this is my target every single day when I walk in and pick up a handpiece. I have to do everything I possibly can to reach that number, and my team is going to know about it. My assistants are going to know about it, and we're going to work together. We're going to make this happen. And so it's important that everybody in the office understands exactly what your goal is. And you guys might want to set a goal higher than 20%. You know what? You want to be somewhat realistic, but you want to be able to have it higher so that you can achieve it and attain it. Because there's simple things you can do to reach 13,400 a day. Okay, you can do 2 Invisalign cases and just your normal production. Okay, whatever it may be. And so you really want to focus in on this number right here. Now, I hope that you sit down with your team leaders and your assistants and get this number as soon as possible, and then have them write it down. I know Chelsea in our office, she puts all the doctor's goals, what we start the day off, and what our gap is. So for instance, I might come into work tomorrow because I'm working with patients tomorrow, and my daily production for the day could be $6,000 or $7,000, and she'll put in a gap. So 6,000 minus 13,000, 7,000. So I have $7,000 to make up for that day, and everybody knows about it. So it's really important, because if you guys don't know this daily number and your team doesn't know this daily number, you're never going to reach it. You're just going to float through 2016, maybe doing exactly what you did last year, or maybe doing even worse, and wondering, oh my gosh, where's my production? So there are different ways we can get production. As you guys know, 3 different things that we have to do. One, we see new patients. We see a lot of new patients, right, Alex? Alex says yes. And number 2 is we see limited patients, emergencies, which I love emergencies because it's same day dentistry all day long. They're motivated to do it. And then 3 is we see recall exams and hygiene, and that's another opportunity for us to fill our schedules to reach our goals. But we have to make sure that when we're with these patients, even though we might be exhausted, that we take a setback and we look at how are we communicating? Are we making that connection with the patient? Is it an emotional connection? Are we taking that time to really get to know them? Just that time meeting, 1 to 2 minutes, that FORE principle, the F-O-R-E. Are you getting to know their family, their occupation? What is what do they do for recreation? Okay, and everything else that may come to your mind. And then, once you do the exam, you guys know how to do these exams. Are you creating urgency? Okay, what's one phrase you can say to create urgency for a patient to move forward? Something I say is something like, I'm really worried about this tooth. Or let's say a patient comes in and they've been coming year after year, they have a large silver filling and you've been watching it. You're thinking, oh my gosh, I really should tell them they need a crown now, but they might think in their mind, I should have had why didn't they tell me this 6 months ago? Usually in that case, to get out of that scenario, I will use the term, it's time. It's time to get this tooth fixed before it explodes. It's time to get this tooth fixed before it breaks in half. And that's another, it's very effective. It creates your urgency. So remember, I'm worried and it's time, and that'll do it. And be consistent, okay, in everything that you do, with your exams, with your staff, with every crown prep that you do, with every filling that you do. Be clockwork, like, be very consistent. So when you think about that, I just use lots of C's, okay? Communicate, make the connection, be confident, create urgency, and be consistent, okay? And then if you do all that, you will be able to reach this goal. So guys, sit down, figure out what you did last year, figure out what your goals are, and let's make this year fun, let's make this year great, let's see if we can increase our personal production by 20% and help each other out, because there's plenty of dentistry to go around. You guys are all awesome, and hope you make it a great week, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.